In July of 2011, the Space Shuttle Atlantis was launched in what was to be the final mission of the Space Shuttle program. The shuttle was manned by a crew of 4 veteran astronauts: Commander Chris Ferguson, pilot Doug Hurley, and mission specialists Sandy Magnus and Rex Walheim. On July 8 at 10:29 a.m. they set off on the STS-135 mission to deliver a stockpile of supplies and parts to the International Space Station. This was to be the last shuttle flight ending a program that had spanned the past 30 years. While this program proved to be vital to the United States manned spaceflight program, it was sadly not without sacrifice. On January 28, 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger broke apart 73 seconds into its flight, killing all 7 crew members aboard. On February 1, 2003, Space Shuttle Columbia disintegrated as it re-entered the atmosphere over Texas and Louisiana, killing all 7 astronauts on board. It was the second Space Shuttle mission to end in disaster. In each of these accidents, the entire crew was lost. As of December 2023, a total of 676 people had flown, but 19 of them gave their lives in the furtherance of the exploration of space.
In these tragic space shuttle disasters, the names of the following astronauts have been added to our nation's honor roll of heroes, each of them having given the last full measure of devotion. From Challenger, Krista McAuliffe, Francis Scobie, Michael Smith, Judith Resnick, Ronald McNair, Ellison Onizuka, Gregory Jarvis, and from Columbia, Rick Husband, William McCool, Michael Anderson, David Brown, Kalpana Chawla, Laurel Clark, and Elon Ramon.
Positioning camera 62 right now.
Okay, let us know as soon as 62 is swung over and you can verify LCC for GDA retract, please.
And all personnel, we're holding here 31 seconds while we get a verification that the GBA has fully retracted. For our fleet plan.
This is CMAC, we verify retracted.
GLS, you can begin the clock on your mark.
Copy that. Countdown clock will resume on my mark. 3, 2, 1, start.
Off to Atlantis' computers has occurred. So rocket booster nozzle steering check and work. Firing chain is armed. Go for main engine start. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All 3 engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff, the final liftoff of Atlantis on the shoulders of the Space Shuttle. America will continue the dream.
Roger roll, Atlantis. Houston now controlling the flight of Atlantis. The Space Shuttle spreads its wings one final time for the start of a sentimental journey into history. 24 seconds into the flight, roll program complete. Atlantis now heads down, wings level on the proper alignment for its 8.5-minute ride to orbit. 4.5 million pounds of hardware and humans taking aim on the International Space Station. 40 seconds into the flight, the 3 liquid fuel main engines throttling back to 72% of rated performance in the bucket, reducing stress on the shuttle as it goes transonic for the final time. Engines now revving up, already 16 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center, 1 minute 40 seconds into the flight. Atlantis flexing its muscles one final time. Atlantis traveling almost 2,600 miles an hour, 21 miles in altitude, 24 miles downrange. Booster officer confirms staging a good solid rocket booster separation. Guidance now converging. The main engine steering the shuttle on a pinpoint path to its preliminary orbit. 2 minutes, 20 seconds into the flight. Booster officer confirms main engine cutoff. For the last time, the Space Shuttle's main engines have fallen silent as the shuttle slips into the final chapter of a storied 30-year adventure. Now standing by for external tank separation. Atlantis off the tank. Commander Chris Ferguson will be maneuvering Atlantis now into an orientation to enable Sandy Magnus to capture digital still imagery of the external fuel tank as it drifts away.
Atlantis now beginning what is known as the pre-flare maneuver. It will pull the nose up a little bit right before it hits the runway. Its speed now 320 miles per hour. The gear is down and locked. Main gear touchdown. Atlantis' nose being now rotated down toward the runway. The chute being deployed. And nose gear touchdown. Space Shuttle Atlantis now comes home to the Kennedy Space Center for the final time. 25 years, 32 flights, and more than 120 million miles traveled. The legacy of Atlantis now in the history books.
The Space Shuttle program's final mission was flown by Atlantis in July 2011, retiring the final shuttle in the fleet. Following their retirement, many of the shuttles were flown to their final resting place aboard a specially modified 747. The following clip follows the Space Shuttle endeavor to take its place at the California Science Center in Los Angeles. There it is being prepared for its new display in the Samuel Oskin Air and Space Center.
Endeavour was a big part of the Space Shuttle program's remarkable 30-year history. 25 missions to help us build the International Space Station. It laid the foundation for an even more exciting future for NASA and America's space program. We are delighted that the California Science Center will use Endeavour to inspire a new generation of scientists and explorers. And we thank you for helping tell the story of NASA's historic past as we begin to write the stories of the future today.
The first point is going to be California Science Center. It's going to be on the left. Copy.
It is a great day for NASA, for America, and for the people who live here in Southern California. The fact that the space shuttles were developed here, built here just down the road, and Endeavour is coming back on our last ferry flight on the 747 is a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful day, and I know the pilots are having a great time showing her off to the United States all week, and today to Californians.
Enjoy the view. Your look at the Shuttle Endeavour as it flies over Mount Hollywood and Griffith Observatory. What a sight to see.
Very cool.
Look at that! Oh, it's wonderful! Oh my God!
USA! 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 You know, you can't help but get choked up when you see that. Yeah, it's very moving. It's really wonderful. My heart is definitely pounding much more than I thought, and I'm emotionally stirred in a way I didn't anticipate.
This is one of the things you'll remember. Just powerful. It's just so huge. A 747 on its own is enormous, but to see a shuttle on top of it, it's just spectacular. It just brings a tear to your eye.
People shoulder to shoulder here. I mean, this is a shuttle party.
This is a moment in the history of Southern California people will never forget. They'll never forget where they were when they saw this. It will never happen again. It's never happened before. Rarely does science and technology intersect with culture and society, and that's what happened here today.
What a magnificent view.
Beautiful. It's just awesome to see it come here.
That was crazy. It's like on top of the plane and stuff. It's so cool.
It's very exciting. It's just something we've never seen before, something we'll remember for the rest of our lives and tell our children.
LA Tower, after 95 heavy in flight, coming in for a full stop, 25 right.
After 95 heavy, LA Tower. Good afternoon. Wind at 25012, runway 25 right, clear to land.
After 95 heavy, clear to land, 25 right.
Welcome home, Endeavour. Welcome to California.